Needs refusal, Your Honor.
Okay. That's 2021 CF 15393AO. Want to appoint a public defender and represent Mr. Caraballo Linares, maybe.
We'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
All right, he's arrested on a warrant that I signed. Charge of aggravated assault with a motor vehicle and battery domestic violence. Probable cause has been determined. I'm going to set his bond in count 1, amount of $5,000, count 2, $500. Condition of the bond, we qualify? He said he wasn't interviewed, but. I will make a condition of that of his bond pretrial release. Condition of his bond and pretrial release that he'd have no contact with the victim in this case, not return to the scene of the location when the incident occurred. He may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms he has needs to be determined by law enforcement within 24 hours of his release. He may not possess or consume any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. Be subject to random drug and alcohol testing. No return. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Robert.
What's your full name? Say it one more time.
Robert Burnham.
Mr. Berman, you're here in 2020 CF 3278AO on a violation of probation. Judge signed your warrant, set your bond at no bond. Your bond's going to remain at no bond. You're a violent felony offender of special concern, so you're not entitled to release or bail on bond on this case until your violation of probation goes to hearing. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. You have a great day, sir. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
William Keith Hamblett.
Sir, you're here in case 2021 MM 8495AO on a charge of trespass on property after warning. I did review the charging affidavit in your case. I did find probable cause for your arrest. State was an offer to resolve Mr. Hamblett's case.
Adjudication of guilt, credit time served, no return to 1 North Cimarron Boulevard.
Sir, would you like to take that offer from the state of Florida this morning?
Sir,
Would you like to take that offer from the state of Florida this morning?
I don't understand.
The offer from the state of Florida is an adjudication of guilt, credit time served. Do you want to take that offer from the state?
Yes, sir.
Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
You put your hand down, sir. Sir, the charge of facing is trespass on property after warning. That is a first-degree misdemeanor. It's punishable up to 1 year in the county jail and $1,000 fine is the maximum penalties. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Do you want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve this case?
Yes, sir.
Guilty or no contest?
No contest, sir.
You understand by entering a plea of no contest, you can waive all the rights outlined on the plea form that's in front of you.
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No, sir.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
Yes, sir.
What was that mental health illness?
Manic depressive bipolar schizophrenia.
Are you taking any medications for those mental health disorders?
Yes, I didn't take my meds this morning.
All
They
right.
brought me straight here.
Are you suffering from any of the symptoms of those, your mental health disorder? Because you didn't take
No.
your medications, are you
No,
suffering any
I've
symptoms?
been taking my meds for a while.
All right. Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No, sir.
You understand by entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation.
Yes, sir.
I did have an opportunity to review your charging affidavit. I did find a factual basis contained therein. I'm going to accept your plea of no contest, finds your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. I'm going to adjudicate you guilty of the charge. We give you credit for the 3 days you spent in the Orange County Jail with 3 days credit time served. Court costs and costs of prosecution in this case are $273. We're going to give you 1 year from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. You have a great day, sir.
Yes, sir.
messed up here. There we go. Thank you, sir. Have a great day. This foot tilt thing. Go to sleep. All right, good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Good morning, Your Honor. Kenneth Curavilla.
Sir, you're here in case 2021 MM 8494AO on a charge of trespass on property after warning and disorderly conduct. They reviewed a charging affidavit in your case. They find probable cause for your arrest. Say was an offer that you want to extend this morning.
The withhold of adjudication and credit time served.
Sir, would you like to take the offer from the state of Florida of a withhold of adjudication and guilt credit time served in this case?
Your Honor, I did speak with Mr. Curavilla, and I believe he just wishes to have you set bond today, Your Honor.
Well, do you want to take the offer from the state of Florida?
What would I say? Just bond.
All right. All right, sir. Let's take a quick look at your case again. Are you here visiting us from Canada, maybe?
That's right. I was just down here visiting. You know,
All right.
I'm actually heading back to see my mom. My mom's on life.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I don't think I can release you on your own cognizance. You're not even going to be here. So
We'll be here.
I'm going to set your bond in both counts amount of $500. Issue the bond, no return to the scene of the location, no contact with any victims or witnesses. Going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case.
Yes.
You have a great day, sir. But you need to make sure you're going to go back to Canada, but at some point you're going to have to come back to Florida to deal with this.
100%.
All right.
I have no problem doing that.
All right. Have a great day. I don't
Thank
want to have to extradite you from Canada. All right. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Antavia Frank.
Ma'am, we here in case 2021 CF 14746 AO on a warrant signed charging aggravated stalking with a credible threat.
Yes.
And state, is this prior domestic violence case involving the same victim?
No, Your Honor.
All right, ma'am, I'm gonna set your bond in this matter, amount of $5,000. Condition of your bond is that you have no contact with the victim in this case. You need to maintain not return to this victim's residence. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. Now, no contact, zero, absolutely none. Third party, social media, anything, no contact. Do you understand the order? All right. By one point, a public defender, by my orders, and you won't have any problems. All right. You have a great day. All right. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Ariel Hendrickson.
Ma'am, we're here in 2021 CF 15380 AO on charge of aggravated battery with deadly weapon.
Yes.
1 second. They reviewed a charging affidavit in this case. They did find probable cause for your arrest. You want to set your bond in this matter amount of $15,000. Condition of your bond says you have no contact with the victim in this case. You need to maintain a separate residence from this victim. If you have anything that you have at a shared residence, I'll give you one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And I want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. Do you have any questions about the stipulations of your no contact order?
So it's my house.
Yeah, so my orders were for you to maintain a separate residence.
Okay.
So if he's staying at the house, then you can't go back to the house.
Well,
But
he don't have no way to get in unless I let him.
My statement is my orders are for you to maintain a separate residence.
I got
So a
it.
lot of times people let people shack up in their place, which causes them a problem because they can't go back home, but they gotta keep paying rent on a place they let somebody go shack up in. So,
I get it.
y'all got me?
Yeah.
All right, have a great day.
Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Davis, I'm old. It's okay. I did used to work shack up. That term. What you got?
Your Honor, Ms. Jackson is mental health.
All right, this is Ms. Jackson in two matters. The first one being 2021 CF 15387 AO and 2019 CF 17310, I believe AO. I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent her in both matters.
We'll waive the appearance, Your Honor, but can I be heard on the count one escape?
Yeah, it's an attempted escape. That's about as much as they can really get.
I think so, Your Honor.
Huh?
I would agree, Your Honor.
Yeah, but the problem is escape is just like petty theft. It encompasses both the attempt and the actual act.
She did remove the handcuffs, Your Honor, but I don't think she attempted to flee the vehicle. So I was going to question whether you saw that as an attempt.
Yeah,
but I assume you do.
The
Mr.
probable
Jones.
cause is there, but not substantial. Well, I don't think that you're not convincing any jury that she was attempting to escape. It's going to attempt to be annoying, it seems that way, but not to escape the car.
Different charge, I guess.
All right. So in count one, of course, going to set bond in amount of $1,000. Count two, an amount of $5,000. Count three, $100. Condition of her bond: she had no contact with the victim. Maintain separate residence from the victim. One-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items she has at location. May not possess any weapons or firearms. Weapons or firearms she has need to turn over to law enforcement within 24 hours of her release. She did not possess any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. She's to take all her psychotropic medications or mental health medications and keep up with all her appointments. However, in 2019, CF 17310, seems like the same victim in that case, her violation of probation. We did find probable cause for armed view violation from the armed view arrest of her. Going to set bond in the amount of $0. She's a violent felony offender, special concern. She's not entitled to release or bail or bond on that violation of probation.
Actually, Your Honor, that was a warrant.
That was a warrant? I'm sorry, it was a warrant, that's right. That's right, it was a warrant issued already. But then she picked up some more charges after the warrant was issued.
Your Honor, can I confirm the bond amounts on the new case, please?
Yeah, 1,000, 5,100.
Thank you.
I mean, batter the same victim, wait on probation for. All right. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Morning, it's Desiree Matos.
Ms. Matos, you're here in case 2021 CF 15364 AO on a charge of kidnapping, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, and battery domestic violence. I reviewed the charging affidavit in this
Your Honor.
case. I'm kind of thin on the kidnapping part, though.
If I may, Your Honor, I did look at the false imprisonment versus kidnapping statute. I believe there may be enough PC for false imprisonment, but
I'm not even. I thought it was the way I read this was the other way around.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
I was just reading too fast this morning, but I'll reread it again really quick.
Desiree locked the door and told her no. Jalen kept trying to get through, which led her to being shoved backwards multiple times. So it was Desiree who locked the door, Your Honor.
As I said, I think there's PC for
Yeah.
false imprisonment, but not kidnapping.
I agree with that, Your Honor.
All right. So that's 787.02, I believe, sub 1, I believe.
Sub,
I think 02. 02 is the false imprisonment statute, I believe.
it is definitely .02. I just didn't know if it was sub 1 or 2.
I think it's
Sub 1, I believe.
1,
Okay.
if I remember correctly.
1, sub A.
All right, sub 1, sub A.
Yes. Sub B is under the age of 13.
Yeah.
Subsection A.
Sub 1, sub A. 787.02, sub 1, sub A. All right. All right, good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name and spell your last name?
Jalen Owens, Owens.
Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, you can put your hand down. Can you tell me how you know Ms. Matos?
We've been dating since November 2016.
And do you want to have contact with her while this case is pending?
I mean, my God. I guess just to keep like track of what's going on. Is that possible for like somebody else to call me, not her?
Yeah, so you,
Okay, then no contact.
you have access to the state attorney's office, you have the right to a victim advocate. So all those two people should be keeping in contact with you about what's going on with this case.
Okay, perfect. Then I'll just do it that way. No contact.
Okay. Has there been previous instances of domestic violence between you all in the past?
No.
Right. And did drugs or alcohol play a role in this incident?
No.
All right, State, do you have any questions for this witness?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Matos is going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Mr. Brands, do you have any questions for the witness?
No questions, Your Honor.
Ma'am, in count 1, I'm going to, in the charge of false imprisonment, going to set your bond in the amount of $5,000. Count 2, $5,000. Count 3, $500. Condition of your bond is that you have no contact with the victim in this case. You are to maintain a separate residence from this victim. You can go back one time with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. Does anyone have any other conditions?
No, Your Honor.
All right. All right, ma'am. You have a great day.
Thank you as well. Don't work too hard.
Have a great day, ma'am. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Good morning, sir. My name is Dante Miller.
Mr. Miller, you're here in cases 2021 MM 8510 AO on a charge of battery domestic violence. You're also here in case 2021 CF 15394 AO on a charge of false imprisonment.
Sir.
Viewed the charging affidavit in your case did find probable cause for your arrest. And say these prior domestic violence cases, they involve the same victim?
Yes, sir. And it's like,
All right,
Sorry,
hold on,
sorry.
hold on.
sorry, sir.
All right, sir, in their misdemeanor case 2021 MM 8110 AO, gonna set your bond amount of $1,500. As to your false imprisonment case, gonna set your bond amount of $8,000. Condition of your bond is conditions of bond in both cases are the same. You have no contact with the victim. You are to maintain a separate residence from this victim.
Yes, sir.
I give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. Ms. Davis, is he on parole or something? I'm trying to understand. Oh, no, it ended. Okay, I'm sorry. I keep forgetting it's December. All right, so he got out in March.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Would you consider revoking and doubling the out on bond case, Your Honor? This is less than 20 grams and a nonviolent charge.
Over 20 grams.
What are the charges? Do you guys charge that information, state?
One moment.
Possession of more than 20 grams of cannabis and resisting without violence.
I don't know. Like,
Sorry, that is the less.
Mr. Branch, you got to make a great argument for me because somebody was just released from DLC in March.
I did misread.
Now has this case, another one felony case, now a second felony case. He qualifies as habitual violent felony offender. So.
I did misread the charge, Your Honor. It's more than.
No, I'm not saying, I mean, you got an argument for revoking and doubling for under those facts. I mean, I'm excited to hear it.
Understood, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Miller, you're in 2021 CF 7642 AO. Court finding probable cause to commit a new law offense in this case is going to revoke that bond or release in that case, set a new bond at $0. We've already had a public defender appointed to represent you in that case.
Just a moment to confirm.
Is this from Mr. Perkins? Is this all his criminal history? Yeah, I have that. Okay. I'm trying to, they charged him with one prior. I didn't see any prior battery convictions in this case. All right, Mr. Miller, you gotta have a great day. Morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Wayne Rose, sir.
What's your name?
Wayne Rose, sir.
What happened to James Perkins?
You don't have a Perkins, Your Honor. You need Perkins?
Well, he was the next person, but
I don't know.
I think he got moved to misdemeanor, Your Honor. That's where I have him.
We can get him.
I mean, I'm gonna find probable cause for a misdemeanor because I don't see any prior batteries in his history. But all right, well, I'll deal with Mr. Rowe right now. All right, sir, you're here in case 2021 CF 15367 AO on charges of possession of a weapon or firearm by convicted felon and battery domestic violence. They reviewed a charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name and spell your last name?
Janae Boyd, Boyd.
Could you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're gonna give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, man, you can put your hand down. Can you tell me how you know Mr. Rowe?
That's my son's father.
All right. And do you want to have contact with him while this case is pending?
Yes.
Are you the victim of these prior domestic violence cases that I see in his history?
Yes.
And did drugs and alcohol play a role in this incident?
No.
All right, State, do you have any questions for this witness?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Rowe, I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Mr. Rance, do you have any questions for this witness?
No questions, Your Honor.
Does anybody want to advocate for anything other than no contact?
Nothing from the state.
Nothing from the defense, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Rowe, in count one, I'm going to set your bond amount of $5,000. Count two, an amount of $5,000. Condition of your bond, you have no contact with the victim in this case. You are to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And I want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. All right, so I already appointed the public defender to represent you. You have any questions about the stipulations on your no contact order? You have any questions about the stipulations of your no contact order?
No, sir.
Don't violate this order. See, we had an issue with that in the past. Do not do that. Got me? All right, have a great day, ma'am. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Anthony Thomas Voltaggio, sir.
Sir, you're here in case 2021 CF 15395AO on charges of abuse of elderly or disabled adult and resisting officer without violence. They reviewed the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Gonna set your bond in count one in an amount of $2,000, count two $500. Condition of your bond is you have no contact with the victim in this case, not return to the scene of the location where this incident occurred. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And I want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. You're out on bond in two matters, 2021 CF 12613 and 2021 CF 14299AO. Of course, finding probable cause of committing new law offenses while out on bond in this case is going to revoke those bonds. Set new bond at $0. I believe you already had the public defender representing you in those matters. You have a great day, sir.
I have no bond.
As to your other cases, no.
Okay, how do I get the bond? Where?
Yes, ma'am.
I think they got the previous battery for
Mr. Perkins?
from his juvenile,
Okay.
2001.
We can't, that's not a basis for probable cause. All right. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Jonathan Aldridge.
Ms. Aldridge, you're here in case 2021 MM 8534AO on a charge of battery dating violence. They reviewed your charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Say this prior battery, was this DV in nature? From 2019?
I didn't look, Your Honor. If I don't see DV, I didn't look, but I can do that right now. Sorry, Your Honor, I'm having technical difficulties. I'm not pulling up anything, so give me just a moment. The victim was Joseph Sester, but it doesn't.
That's fine. All right, Mr. Aldridge, I'm gonna set your bond in this case in my $1,500. Condition of your bond is you have no contact with the victim in this case. You maintain a separate residence from this victim. Give you a one-time return if you need it with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at a shared residence. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. Do you have any questions about the stipulations or your no contact order?
No, sir, I agree with the no contact.
All right. Have a great day, sir. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Randall Gilliam.
Mr. Gilliam, you're here in case 2021 MM 7968W on charge of battery. Did review the charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in this case amount of $1,000. It's going to come with pretrial release supervision. You have no contact with the victim in this case. You are to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at a shared residence. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. You have a great day, sir. And Ms. Davis, Mr. Oliver here, I don't have a case number for the probation case. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Gabriel Oliver.
Mr. Oliver, here in case 2021 MM 288AE on a charge of battery. They reviewed the charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in this case in the amount of $1,500. Condition your bond, you have no contact with the victim in this case, that you maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. It's Orange County. All right. And Mr. Oliver, you're on probation in Orange County case 2019 CF 12907. Court finding probable cause for an new law offense, has probable cause for on-view violation of your probation. Going to set a bond in that probation case in the amount of $0 bond. Going to appoint the public defender to represent you in that matter. Yeah. Okay, you got it. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
James Perkins.
All right, Mr. Perkins, you're here in case 2021 CF 15372 AO on the charges of battery, one prior battery conviction, domestic violence. I reviewed the charging affidavit in this case. I don't see any prior batteries in his history. So
No convictions, Your Honor. He has one from 2019, but it was no prost.
is all these the same victim in these other domestic cases? Still the same statute, 784.03.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, Your Honor, I'm sorry. The reason I didn't look it up was because within the affidavit, it says in the last 5 years, Junior has physically hit her approximately 20 times and she has called law enforcement every time.
Right. All right. All right, Mr. Perkins is going to set your bond in this matter amount of $5,000, conditioning your bond that you have no contact with the victim in this case. You maintain a separate residence from this victim. Give you one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. Looks like you're on an NTA in this 2021 MM7394 AO case, so the court can't take any action on that case. Mr. Perkins, if you want to continue a relationship with this person, you may think about signing up for a batteries intervention course, kind of help you deal with whatever's going on between the two of you. All right, have a great day. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Santiago.
Santiago, you here in case 2021 MM8511 AO on a charge of battery, domestic violence. I did review the charging affidavit in your case. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name and spell your last name?
Yes, it's Daisy Alvarez, Alvarez.
And could you raise your right hand and be sworn in?
Yes.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
And you put your hand down. Ma'am, can you tell me how you know Mr. Santiago?
He's my husband.
Are you guys legally married?
Yes, sir.
And do you want to have contact with him while this case is pending?
No.
Has there been previous instances of domestic violence between you all in the past?
No.
Did drugs or alcohol play a role in this incident?
No.
Say, do you have any questions for this witness?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Santiago, I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Mr. Brands, do you have any questions for the witness?
No questions, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Santiago, I want to set your bond in this case in the amount of $500. It's going to cover pretrial release supervision. You have no contact with the victim in this case. You are to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And I'm going to appoint the public defender, already appointed the public defender to represent you in this case. If you have any questions about the stipulations on your no contact order?
Ask him a question real quick.
Yep, you can talk to your counsel.
To answer your question.
You have any-
sorry.
You have any questions about the stipulations or your no contact order?
No questions.
All right, have a great day, sir. Have a great day, ma'am.
Thank you, you too.
Bradley Smith is medical, Your Honor.
All right, this case 2021 MM 8532 AO on charges. Mr. Smith is here on charge of battery, domestic violence. Viewed the charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause. Going to appoint a public defender to represent him.
We'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
Going to set bond in his matter. Amount of $8,000, condition of the bond. He had no contact with the victim in this case. Maintain separate residence from this victim. One-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items he has at the location. May not possess any weapons or firearms. Weapons or firearms he has needs to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of his release. May not possess or consume any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription, subject to random drug and alcohol testing. Is out on bond in case 2021 CF 13750. Court find probable cause to commit a new law offense while out on bond is going to revoke that bond. Set new bond at $0 in that case. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
I'm Corey White, sir.
Mr. White, you're here in case 2021 MM 792 AW on charges of battery, domestic violence. They reviewed the charging affidavit in your case. Did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in this matter amount of $10,000. Condition of your bond, you have no contact with the victim in this case. Did you maintain a separate residence from this victim? I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You're out on probation in case 2020 CF 7471 AO. Court finding probable cause for an on-view violation of probation and is going to set bond in that case in the amount of $0. You seem to be a violent felony offender of special concern, possibly. You are a violent felony offender of special concern. You're not entitled to release or bail on bond on that violation of probation. So that violation of probation goes to hearing. Going to appoint the public defender represents you in that case as well. You have a great day, sir.
Yes, sir.
Oh, actually, and hold on, Mr. White, one more thing. You have 48 hours on your new case when you are released on that case to report to the sheriff's office as a violent sexual predator, a sexual offender, okay?
Your Honor, Miss Edwards is at the hospital.
All right,
Medical.
is Sherry appointed a public defender in that case in Osceola? Miss Edwards is here for Osceola County case, trying to see if she already had the public defender. Same office. Appoint a public defender to represent her, just in case.
We'll waive the appearance. I'm sorry.
Bond is $2,000 on her failure to appear warrant. I mean, like the Ninth Circuit doesn't cover both counties.
Hello, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Yes, sir. It's Malik Ison.
Sir, you're here for a Seminole County case 2020 MM 1605 for a failure to appear warrant. Bond is no bond in that case. I'll appoint a public defender to represent you to get you over to Seminole County. You have a great day, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Hi, I'm Ariel Hicks.
Ms. Hicks, you're here in case 2020 CF 25495 from Brevard County on a violation of probation. The judge set your bond in the amount of $10,000. Bond's going to remain as set. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. I'm going to make a condition your bond. You have 24 hours to report to probation if you do bond out before getting transferred to Brevard. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Alexander Herman de la Rosa.
Sir, you're here in case 2016 CF 5600 AO on a charge of violation of probation. Judge signed your warrant in the case, set your bond at no bond. Your bonds can remain at no bond. Going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You have a great day, sir.
Thank you so much. Are you
Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Yes, Lisa Dyke.
Ma'am, we're here in case 2019 CF 11492 AO on a violation of probation. Judge signed your warrant in this case, set your bond amount of $5,000. Your bond is going to remain as set. We'll make a condition that you report to probation within 24 hours of your release. You already have Ms. Bahara representing you?
Alani,
Alani?
Alani.
Okay, we tried to reach out to her this morning, but we
That
couldn't
she
get in
would be
contact
here
with her.
virtually. I talked to her before I came up here.
Nobody told me. Let's see if she's on the line.
Welcome to an Acano meeting. You are entering the meeting now.
All right, she is here. Good morning. Oh, hello. Hello. Miss Balani. Hello, hello. Good morning, good morning. Okay. Miss Balani. I'm not sure what's going on. Yes.
Can we call her?
I have her number.
Maybe if we call her and tell her to unmute.
Yeah, she's probably on mute.
Well, if she's on mute, everybody should know how to use this system now. It's been almost 2 years now.
Oh, it's from another.
25630.
All right. Ms. Duke, I can't change anything about your bonds. So if you want to get a bond hearing, you gotta get in front of your division judge. Ms. Balani knows how to do that. You can talk to her about that. Just if you are able to bond out after today, I just need you to get the probation, let you know probation officer out, so they're not looking around for you. All right?
Okay, because when I came in here yesterday, I came as a walkthrough.
Yeah.
And they held me and said I needed to speak here.
Well, it's because you had this other case, they put a FAD hold on you. I'm not taking any action on that case. So you can bond out today.
Okay, thank you.
All right, have a good day. All right. Morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Sean Ireland.
Ms. Ireland, you're here in case 2014 CF 9587 on a charge of violation of probation. Bond in your case is no bond. You're a violent felony offender of special concern, not entitled to release or bail on bond until the violation of probation goes to hearing. I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent you. You have a great day, sir.
Sir.
All right. Good morning, ma'am. Slide a little bit to the left in front of the microphone. There we go. Tell me your name, please.
Aphrodite Jean.
Ms. Jean, you're here in case 2019 CF 14238 AO on a violation of probation. Judge signed your warrant in that case, set your bond at no bond. Your bond's gonna remain at no bond as to that matter. Not taking any action on your other case. You also seem to be a violent felony offender of special concern. You're not entitled to release or bail on bond on your violation of probation until that case goes to hearing. You have a great day, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Billie Jean Beach Murray.
Ms. Murray, you're here in case 2020 CF 10056 GO on a violation of probation. Judge signing your warrant, set your bond at no bond. Your bond's gonna remain at no bond. Will appoint the public defender to represent you. You have a great day. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
My name is Tatiana Reyes.
Ms. Reyes, you're here in case 2021 CF 152740 on a possession of counterfeit credit card invoice for a sale, use of a credit card of another, and credit card theft. We've assigned a warrant. In this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Set bond amount of $3,000 in count one, 1,000 and 1,000. Condition on your bond is you not have any contact with any co-defendants from this case, no contact with any victims or witnesses. May not possess any other person's identification except your own. I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent you in that case. You're also here in case 2021 CF 4753AO for a violation of probation. Based on armed view arrest of law enforcement, court did find probable cause for that. Going to set your bond at no bond. Going to appoint a public defender to represent you in that case as well. You have a great day, ma'am. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name? Sir, you're here in case 2019 CF 6184AO on a violation of probation. Judge signing a warrant in this case, set your bond at no bond. Your bond's going to remain at no bond. Going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. You have a great day, sir.
Real fast.
Can I hear you?
Can I say something real fast?
Talk to your attorney first before you start talking to me. Everything you say to me is on a record and can be used against you.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Teodoro Leal, Spanish interpreter. The interpreter has been previously sworn, Your Honor.
Good morning, Ms. Leal. Can you see if you can do a sound check on my headsets, please?
Yes, Your Honor.
See.
The interpreter is connected to the podium, Your Honor. Thank you.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Alexander Berrio.
Alexander Berrios.
Sir, you're here in two matters. The first one being 2021 CF 15381 AO on charges of burglary of an occupied structure, battery, criminal mischief, and disorderly conduct. Reviewed the charging affidavit in that case, did find probable cause for your arrest. You're also here in case 2021 CF 15384 AO on charges of possession of cocaine and introduction of contraband to a county detention facility. Did find probable cause for your arrest as to your arrest in that case. As to 15381, I'm gonna set your bond in count one at $5,000, count two, 500, count the remaining counts at $100. Condition of your bond, no contact with victims or witnesses, no return to the scene. The weapons and firearms you have need to be returned over law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. We also may not possess consuming drugs or alcohol without valid prescription, random drug and alcohol testing. In 2021 CF 15384 AO, going to set bond count one, $150, count two, amount of $1,000. Like conditions, you have not possess consuming drugs or alcohol without valid prescription, such as the random drug and alcohol testing. You have a great day, sir. Was our appointed public defender represent you in both cases? Have a great day.
Good afternoon.
All right, good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Mi nombre es Nicolás David Jaramillo Carbonell.
My name is Nicolás David Jaramillo Carbonell.
Sir, you were arrested on a warrant in 2021 CF 2630AO, where a judge found probable cause for burglary of a conveyance, grand theft, identity theft, and criminal mischief. The state subsequently filed an information charging burglary of a conveyance and grand theft. We're going to set your bond in count one in the amount of $3,500, count two in the amount of $1,000. Condition of the bond, you have no contact with any victims or witnesses, not return to the scene of the location, may not possess any person's identification except your own, may not possess any weapons or firearms. Weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I'm going to release you on any other remaining counts on ROR. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day, sir.
Thank you.
I think that was my last case. Mr. Rao, you have a great weekend.
You do, Your Honor. Thank you.
Morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Paraya Sirak Ogba Michael.
Sir, you're here in case 2021 MM 7291AO on a failure to appear warrant. Bond is $500. I'm going to ask the state of Florida if they have an offer to resolve your case this morning.
Yes, Your Honor, it is an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, no return to 9495 Delegates Drive.
We would just have you stay the bond on the failure to appear, Your Honor.
Are you going to be able to keep in contact with him?
I believe we represent him.
Yeah, I know. My question to you is that, are you going to be able to keep in contact with him between now and the next court date?
I believe so. We had a evaluation pending.
Okay,
as
so
well as a
when is the
comp hearing.
evaluation scheduled? Sir, what address are you living at right now?
I was evicted. I have no place to stay.
Okay.
And I'm patiently waiting even to depart from the United States of America.
All right. And
I waited enough.
Yep.
I humbled
Well,
enough.
that's fine. The question that I have now is that, are you planning to, you still have a cell phone?
No, my phone has been off.
All right.
I'm expecting a physical address to live through my law office of Robert Wesley, post jail, physical address, legal physical address, or a deportation from the United States of America, from the closest airport, Orlando International Airport.
All right.
I can't humble anymore.
All right. So, Mr. Brantz,
We have an in-house.
I'm going to say this, and I've been on this, maybe I've been on my own horse here. Your office has seemed to, almost in a discriminatory way, that people with different personalities and behaviors, your automatic response is that the person is incompetent, legally incompetent to proceed. And it's very frustrating and agitating to this bench, this court, that's the behavior that is going on right now. So, questions I have is that this defendant has nowhere to stay, nowhere to go, wants to leave this country and be deported from this country. We want to stay the bond because somebody in your office believes that he's incompetent to proceed because of who he is, not because of any mental health condition, any other defect that is neurological or about his intelligence, nothing. Like, so what about this defendant leads you to believe that he is not incompetent to proceed in this case, and whether he wants to resolve this case?
My personal take or the office's?
I want to know what you think because you're the one here talking to him, and competency is a fluid situation that goes up and down. People are competent, maybe not competent the next day, depending on what's going on.
Yes, Your Honor. Every case I do, I work up to make sure that a client can plead. And through their due process rights, they do have the availabilities of certain defenses. And reading notes on this particular client, it wasn't in their best interest, if competency was an issue, to take a plea based on the notes that I've read. He has a pending evaluation in-house in January.
Did you talk to him today?
I have not talked to him today.
That's what I'm talking about.
Talked to him in the past.
Okay. When was the last time you spoke with him? Like when he was arrested the first time?
Last time he was here, like a month or two ago.
All right. And what were your
That was
impressions at
another
that time?
case where I had seen notes prior to that. And so my consistent take on him entering a plea or resolving a case without knowing for sure that he is competent to enter a plea, I haven't seen notes that have said otherwise. And it's our office's opinion that there should be an evaluation first before, and in securing our client's due process, that he should be evaluated as competent so that we can, in good faith, enter a plea.
All right. So tell me how you plan to keep in contact with your client that just told me he has no address, no phone, nowhere to be, nowhere to go. So, and if he is incompetent, what is your plan?
He has come by our office in the past to meet with us, and we do give our phone number. I don't know how to send mail, but if he has a working cell phone, we can contact him that way, or if he has a shelter that he frequents, or if he has a general delivery at the post office that he can receive mail.
All right.
We can contact him through the mail that way.
All right. Well, sir, I'm going to stake your bond at $500. When's the next court date? All right, January 18th at 9 a.m. Put on his paperwork. In front of Judge Faye Allen.
Stays in downtown Orlando. I know where. I will not spend any time, money, energy to get started.
Somebody tell me again where Rosemary Brooks. I have her on the line. She's calling and that she's gonna be late. When did we set her for? Next Friday virtual. Next Friday virtual? Okay, I'll let her know.
Your Honor, before you tell her that, do you want her to get on the virtual call today? Because she technically should have been on.
Yes, if she can connect today, that's fine. She hung up, but I'll call back that number. All right, I'll let her know, yeah.
Whenever you ready.
All right. All right, sir. Mr. Chambers.
Sir.
Doing well. Can you tell me to put your name on the record?
Say what, sir?
Tell me your name.
Nicholas Chambers.
Sir, you're here in case 2021 MM 8533 AL on a charge of resisting officer without violence. You reviewed a charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Is these one of these cases that's going to qualify for one of your programs, or you have an offer?
I gave an offer of an adjudication of guilt or credit time served, but if he wants to wait, obviously, he can try.
I take credit time served.
All right, sir, can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
You put your hand down, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, the charge of facing resisting officer without violence is a first degree misdemeanor. I apologize. Punishable up to 1 year in the county jail and $1,000 fine is the maximum penalties. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Do you want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve this case?
No contest.
You understand by entering a plea of no contest is you're going to waive all the rights outlined on the plea form that's in front of you.
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No, sir.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
No, sir.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No, sir.
You understand by entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, it could be subject to deportation from this country.
Yes, sir.
I did have an opportunity to review a charging affidavit in this case. I did find a factual basis contained therein for the purposes of entering of your plea. I'll accept your plea of no contest. Finds your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. I'm going to adjudicate you guilty of the charge. Give you credit for the 2 days you spent in the Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. Court costs and costs of prosecution in this case are $273. I'll give you 1 year from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. You have a great day.
All right. You too, sir.
I'm sorry. Your Honor, Miss Virginia Lenzel bonded.
McIntosh is my next person.
McIntosh is medical.
All right, 2020 MM 2925BO. Going to appoint a public defender to represent him. Represent her. I apologize, Ms. McIntosh.
Waive the appearance, Your Honor.
All right, bonds $500. Going to stay as set. Or failure to appear warrant. And good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Daniel Barnes.
Mr. Barnes, you're here in 2021 MO 1413 AO on a charge of open container. That's a second degree misdemeanor, punishable up to 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine. The offer from the city to resolve your case that I found probable cause for is a withhold adjudication of guilt and court costs. Is that something that you want to do today? All right, can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God? You can put your hand down. Sir, you want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to this charge of open container?
No contest.
Do you understand by entering a plea of no contest, you're going to waive all the rights on the plea form that's in front of you? Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication? Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness? Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness? Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea? Do you understand by entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation? I did have an opportunity. You guys say yes, I can't hear you. I saw you shaking your head yes, but I couldn't hear you.
Yes, sir.
I did have an opportunity to review your charging affidavit in this case. I did find a factual basis contained therein. Going to accept your plea of no contest, find your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Going to withhold adjudication of guilt. Give you credit for the 2 days you spent in Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. Court costs and cost of prosecution. Court costs in this case, is $223. Give you 1 year from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. You have a great day, sir.
Thank you. Thanks, sir.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Mark Kane.
Mr. Kane, you're here in case 2021 MO1414AO on charges of disorderly conduct. They reviewed the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. The city of Orlando is offering you a withhold of adjudication of guilt and court costs to resolve your case. That's something you want to do this morning?
Yes, sir.
Do you want to raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
You put your hand down. Sir, the charge of disorderly conduct is a second-degree misdemeanor, punishable to 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
You want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve this case?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand about entering a plea of guilty in this case? Which plea you enter?
No contest.
Do you want to understand about entering a plea of no contest? You're waiving all the rights on the plea form?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
Yes, sir.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
Yes, sir.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No, sir.
You understand about entering this plea if you're not a United States citizen and could subject you to deportation from this country. Did have an opportunity to review your charging affidavit, did find a factual basis contained therein. Going to accept your plea of no contest, finds your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Going to withhold adjudication of guilt, give you credit for the 2 days you spent in the Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. Court costs and cost of prosecution. Court costs in this case, I apologize, is $223. Give you 1 year from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. You have a great day, sir. All right, good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Ruben Davila Garcia.
Sir, you're here in case 2021 MO1415AO on charge violation of state misdemeanor.
See, I got time served.
Hold on 1 second. Resisting officer without violence. I reviewed the charging affidavit, did find probable cause for your arrest. The city of Orlando is offering you a withhold of adjudication of guilt and court costs to resolve your case. Is that something you want to do this morning?
Yeah.
Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in?
Yeah, time served.
Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in?
Yeah.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? So help you God. You put your hand down. You answer me out loud, yes or no?
Yes.
All right. The charge you're facing for violation of state misdemeanor under the ordinance code is a second-degree misdemeanor, punishable to 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine. Do you understand? The maximum penalties are 60 days in the county jail, $500 fine.
Yeah.
You want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve this case?
Oh, no. No contest.
You understand by entering a plea of no contest, you're going to waive all the rights outlined on the plea form that's in front of you. Did you review the plea form? You should have a yellow copy in your hand. I saw you walk in. Yep. Did you read it?
I did.
All right. Do you understand the rights you're giving up?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
No.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
Nope.
You understand by entering this plea if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation.
No.
Do you understand if you're not a
Yeah, I
United
do.
States
I
citizen,
do.
you can be deported from this country based on this plea?
Yes.
I did have an opportunity to review your charging affidavit, did find a factual basis contained therein. Going to accept your plea of no contest, find your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Going to withhold adjudication of guilt, give you credit for the 2 days you spent in the Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. Court costs in this case, is $223. Give you 1 year from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing, not taking any action on your out on bond case.
Your Honor, Ms. Mitchell bonded.
Sir.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, thank you.
Yep. Have a great day. Shannon. Next.
Your Honor, you said Bobby Mitchell bonded?
Yes, that's what it said. All right, good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Early Shannon.
Mr. Shannon, you're here in case 2021 MO1417 AO on charge of open container. You reviewed the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. The city of Orlando is offering you a withhold of adjudication of guilt and court costs to resolve your case. That's something you want to do this morning?
Yes, sir.
Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Put your hand down. Sir, the charge you're facing is a second-degree misdemeanor. It's punishable up to 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine. Do you understand? Do you want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve this case?
Yes.
Guilty or no contest? You understand by enter a plea of no contest, you're gonna waive all the rights outlined on the plea form that's in front of you.
Yes, sir.
Are you under influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No, sir.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
No.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No, sir.
You understand by entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation.
Yes, sir.
They have opportunity to review your charging affidavit, did find a factual basis contained therein, going to accept your plea of no contest, find your plea is freely and voluntarily entered, going to withhold adjudication of guilt, will give you credit for the 2 days you spent in the Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. Court costs in this case are $223, going to give you 1 year from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. You have a great day, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name? Sir, you're here in case 2021 MO1418 AO on a charge of disorderly conduct. Review the charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. I'm gonna stay your bond in this case, $500. You are on probation in 2 Orange County cases, I believe, 2019 CF 7489, 2019 CF 7307. You're a violent felony offender, special concern. Court's gonna find on-view violations of probation and set bonds at $0 in those cases. When the public defender represents you in all your cases. You have a great day, sir.
Your Honor, you said you were going to stay his bond?
Yeah, it's in his bond 500 or 250?
250.
250 is fine. Sorry, 250. That was 500.
You have next, Your Honor.
I have Mesa.
She bonded. Ramos, Sugar Bond. And Bannister.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Morning, it's Willie Bannister Jr.
Mr. Bannister, you're here in case 2021 CF 15383 AO on charge of aggravated assault with a firearm. They reviewed the charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in this case in the amount of $7,500. Condition of your bond is you have no contact with the victim in this case. Now return to the scene of location, no weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. Going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. You have a great day, sir.
Sir, thank you.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Ricky Gaston.
Sir, you're here in case 2021 CF 15378 AO on charge of possession of burglary tools and loitering and prowling.
Your Honor.
Yeah, go ahead.
May be heard on count 2 on loitering and prowling.
Sure. Let me get this case pulled up. Mind together. Go ahead.
Usually the loitering and prowling charge has evidence of someone hiding or giving a false name, trying to run. I believe Mr. Gaston was pretty upfront. He didn't give an accurate birthday, but he did say he was around 60 years old, which I think it came back he was 58. He did ID himself by name, though. He didn't run. He has been found incompetent to proceed in another case. His case 18 CF 12039, one of the cases that he's out on bond in. I would just have you consider those circumstances in finding PC for loitering and prowling.
State.
We do have some case law for the bench as well as state if they would like to review.
That's, I mean, get their argument, they may agree or may they not agree.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, I'm rereading it, and it says that he was identified as a person who was breaking a locking mechanism and taking a...
Yeah, it's not the loitering and prowling is the
Okay, still reading.
challenge. I think we got possession of burglary tools, but whether he was loitering and prowling. Now, I guess this is not under the reading of the statute, but under the reading of the cases say the statute say.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, court's not gonna find probable cause for count 2. Gonna release Mr. Gasson ROR on that count. Set bond in count 1, amount of $1,500. No return to the scene of the location. No contact with victims or witnesses.
And no action on his bond?
Yeah, no action. Sorry, no action on bonds.
Your Honor, Ms. Gomes bonded. Jessica?
Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Charity Archery's Griffin.
Ms. Griffin, you're here in case 2021 CF 14830 AO. Warrant signed by a judge finding probable cause for grand theft, dealing in stolen property, and use of anti-shoplifting device. You're going to stay your bonds in your warrant, $1,500 in count 1, $150 and $100. Condition of bond, no return to the scene of the location, no contact with victims, witnesses, or co-defendants. Going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day, ma'am.
No action on her out of bond.
Hold on. What's up? Sorry. One second. This is attested to happen 14th of October. All right, ma'am, you're out on bond on another grand theft case when this case is alleged to happen in 2021 CF 9658 AO. Of course, going to revoke that bond, set a new bond at $0 in that case.
Your Honor, has the state filed on those charges yet?
Yes, Your Honor, there is pretrial January 19th.
Yeah. Plus you got in and bonded out the same day. All right, good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Yes. I'm sorry. Yes, sir. Clifford Grimes.
Grimes, you here in case 2020 CF 4039 AO on an information filed and probable cause being determined for a charge of sexual activity with a 16 or 17-year-old child. It is a second degree misdemeanor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Second degree felony, sir. All right, sir, I'm gonna set your bond in this case in the amount of $25,000, conditioning your bond that you have no contact with this victim or this victim's family. You have no unsupervised contact with a child under the age of 18 years old. You may not return to the scene of location as the incident occurred. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. You have a great day, sir. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name? I can't hear you. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name? Isaac Harris. Mr. Harris, you're here in case 2021 CF 15389 AO on the charge of possession of MDMA or ecstasy and possession of drug paraphernalia. View the charging affidavit in your case did find probable cause for your arrest. Set bond account one, $1,000, count two, $100. No drugs or alcohol without valid prescription, random drug testing. Going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You have a great day. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
John Dalsindi.
Mr. Hendy, you're here in case 2021 CF 15397 AO on charges of trafficking in fentanyl 28 grams or more, possession of cannabis of 28 grams or more with a weapon, possession of methamphetamine, possession of firearm by a convicted felon, possession of ammunition by a convicted felon, armed trespass in a structure or conveyance. Review the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Gonna set your bond at count one, amount of $500,000, count two, $1,000, count three, 150, count four, 5,000, count five, 150, and count six, 150. Condition of the bond that you not possess or consume any drugs or alcohol while a valid prescription. Now be allowed to return to the scene of the location where this incident occurred. Must comply with Florida Statute 903.046, sub 2, sub F. File an affidavit with the court attesting that the funds used to bond you out did not come from an illegal or illicit source. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You have a great day, sir. Also, no weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours. Have a great day, sir. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Megan Lee.
Ms. Lee, you're here in case 2021 CF 15388AO on charges of threats of public servant, resisting officer without violence in two counts, and count two, resisting with violence, count three, resisting without violence, and count four, battery on a law enforcement officer.
Your Honor.
I'm gonna RR as count three, so
Agreed, Your Honor.
count three. Not finding probable cause.
Could I be heard on count one?
Sure.
Looking at the statute, 838.021, I believe it's a threat to induce some kind of action from a public servant.
Yeah, they changed that. That's what it used to be. It used to be a bribery statute. And then they kind of opened it up to,
Yeah, unlawful to harm or threaten to harm any public servant, immediate family, or other person with the intent to, subsection A, influence the performance of any act or omission that the person believes the public servant represents as being, or cause or induce the public servant to use or exert or procure the, based on my reading though, Your Honor, it seemed like.
it was 838. Because they added on to the statute in a way that,
If I may,
No, don't talk, please.
I guess 3B. Yeah, it used to be back in the day sub 1 and sub 2, and then they added 3. It kind of changed the game. That's kind of what happened. So it used to be a bribery statute, essentially, where you were trying to get the officer, let me go, I'm gonna beat you behind, or if you don't let me go, those kind of threats like that, or I want to, do something to your family, and if you don't let me go, or those kind of things like that. But then they added 3, which kind of made it a open season on any threats of a public servant.
You're referring to sub 3, that details the type
Yeah,
of felony?
3B is what she's being charged with, which kind of made it a, kind of trying to change the game, like with that statute. Partially because of what the law enforcement unions complained about to the legislature, so they changed the law.
I guess the way I read it was 3A and 3B are just, this is the type of felony, and then the description of the crime was in sub 1 AB. But it is in your discretion, Your Honor.
Let me see something. Let me look at another statute. They have this 3B and then they also. All right, so I did find probable cause for count 1, 2, 3 kind of doesn't, it's subsumed in account 2, so I'm not going to find probable cause in account 3, or at least on RRs to that count. I'm gonna set your bonds, ma'am. Does she qualify for pretrial release?
I don't even know. We didn't speak with her.
All right, Miss Lee. Are you still saying that it's Winter Garden dress?
Yes.
All right. Where do you work?
I work at Molly Maids.
At where?
Molly Maids.
Molly Maids?
Sir.
Are you answering the phones or are you actually cleaning?
Houses.
Clean houses? All right. What? It's a franchise. A pretty successful one. A little too spendy for my pockets, but it is. I priced them
You
out.
do good work.
Yes, no, I'm asking.
Oh.
Does she qualify?
Fine.
It'd be like. All right. I'm going to release you on pretrial release in this case. Condition of your pretrial release that you not possess, consuming drugs, or alcohol without valid prescription. You're subject to random drug and alcohol testing. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. You have a great day, ma'am.
Your Honor, I apologize. I know that you did not find PC on count 4.
Yeah, I found probable cause on count.
Okay, so it was just count 3. Okay, thank you.
Need to. Morning, sir. Can you tell me your name? Mr. Little, you're here in case 2021 CF 4664AO for a failure to appear warrant. Bond in count 1, $1,500. Count 2, $100. Bonds remaining set. You have a great day, sir.
We don't have to put that back in court.
Give us a call.
Who called?
That's your bond.
All right. Yeah, who called?
You call us.
I need one quick.
All right, good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name? Sir, you're here in case 2021 CF 1538AO on charge of possession of ammunition by convicted felon, trafficking in MDMA or ecstasy, and possession of drug paraphernalia. You're also here in case 2021 CT 7939 AO on charge of driver license suspended. Reviewed the charging affidavits, did find probable cause for your arrest. Gonna set bond in count 1 of your felony case in the amount of $5,000. Count 2 in the amount of $25,000. Count 3 in the amount of $100. Condition of bond, no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription, random drug testing. No weapons or firearms, or ammunition need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You're here in the traffic case, bonds $500. Condition is you not operate a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You have a great day.
Your Honor, would you consider a bond reduction on charge 2? He
I already
has,
did. The standard bond is $50,000.
he's insisting to ask again, Your Honor.
I can't pay it, man. I was like, I'm taking care of my son. I'm gonna sleep asthma. I gotta pay for the pump, and they got me paying it each week.
I hope you're not sleep asthma and you're not
No, I'm
using
saying
MDMA.
my
'Cause-
son, like, I'm not trying to joke. I'm just, I can't afford to pay it right now. Like, I got to take care of him. My son got rhinovirus. He's taking a pump.
All right, well,
Pay for it each month. I understand about the charges. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
I reduced your bond. I cut it in half. You barely had over 10 grams. So I was, trying to cut it down.
It's a misunderstanding, but like I said, I'm gonna give me
All
a
right.
report for it, with the charges, but I can't pay it for it.
All right, you can talk to your, I don't have enough information about you, sir, but right now, based on,
Like, I'm using my rent money to bond out right now, so that's, like, I ain't trying to have nobody feel bad, it's just, I can't afford to pay $25.
yeah. All right, you gotta get in front of your division judge and, they can have maybe a different plan for you. You gotta get in front of your division judge, so call your public defender, get in front of your division judge as soon as you can. Have a
All right,
great day.
thank you very much.
Your Honor, Brian Olivia Rivera bonded.
Okay.
Have Mr. Pinckney right here.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Frederick Pinckney, sir.
Mr. Pinky, here in case 2021 CF 15374 AO on a charge of possession of cocaine and trespass on property after warning. I reviewed your charging affidavit, did find probable cause for your arrest. And set your bond in count 1, $500, count 2, $100. Condition of bond, no drugs or alcohol without valid prescription, random testing, and no return to the scene of the location. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You have a great day, sir.
All right.
Bond?
Yes. Stephanie, Andreas bonded, and, Mr. Stallings.
Morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Devontae Stallings.
Stallings. Give me 1 second here. Case pulled up. Stallings, you're here in case 2021 CF 15311 AO on charge of lewd and lascivious battery on a child between the ages of 12 and 16 years old. Judge signed your warrant. This case has already found probable cause for your arrest. I signed your warrant, so I thought you looked familiar. Gonna set your bond in this matter amount of $50,000. Condition on your bond that you're not having contact with this victim or this victim's family, not having unsupervised contact with any child under the age of 18 years old, may not possess any weapons or firearms. Weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. You're out on bond.
Your Honor.
And
I believe, if I may, on the out on bond case.
yeah, go ahead.
The current warrant, there was 4 events that took place in July of 2019. And his out on bond case occurred on or about 7/16/2021. The events in the current warrant predate the out on bond status.
I'll set the bond, his regular bond lower than I was going to. So that was revoking the other bond. All right. Bond in this case, $100,000, not taking action on your out of bond case or your probation case.
He still has a hold though.
Yeah, you still have a value felony offender special concerns. Still got a 72-hour hold. But it looks like his probation just started on yesterday. All right, have a great day, sir. All right, good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name? Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Doris Strickland.
Ma'am, you're here in case 2021 CF 15382AO on charge of pay theft with 2 prior theft convictions. Probable cause, if found probable cause for your arrest, set your bond $1,500. No return to the scene of location, no contact with victims or witnesses. You're out on bond for another pay theft 2 prior in 2021 CF 5060AO. Of course, going to revoke that bond, set new bond at $0. Going to appoint a public defender to represent you in your new case. You have a great day, ma'am.
On the revoking the bond, you said that I can't get out on bond then?
No, ma'am. All right, good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Zane Daryl Suggs.
Mr. Suggs, you're here in case 2021 CF 15268AO on charges of lewd lascivious molestation on a child under the age of 12 years old. Judge Sonny Warren's case did find probable cause for your arrest.
What was the probable cause, may I ask?
It's a warrant affidavit that I signed, sent to me by the Poplar Police Department. So you have an opportunity to review that with you're not already, through your attorney. You want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. State, what are you asking that I do as to his bonds at this point?
Your Honor, the charge is punishable by life. I ask defendant be held no bond.
And Mr. Branson, what is your response?
No argument, Your Honor, but he is entitled to an Arthur hearing with his attorney.
All right, sir, I'm going to hold you at no bond as to this charge. Condition that you have no contact with victims or witnesses, even from the jail. No contact with his victim's family. No return to the scene where this incident happened. No weapons, no firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release.
Who are my victims supposed to be, Your Honor?
I'm going to let you talk to your attorney.
Who is my attorney?
You're not listening very well this morning. No unsupervised contact with any child under the age of 18 years old. Have a great day.
Your Honor, Ashley Welch refused.
2021 CF 15373AO. Want to appoint a public defender to represent Ms. Welch?
We'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
All right, did find probable cause for her arrest, possession of cocaine, possession of drug paraphernalia, bond count 1, 500, count 2, 100, no drugs, alcohol, random drug testing. Morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Brian Williams.
Mr. Williams, you're here in case 2021 CF 14875AO on charge of sexual battery on a child under the age of 18 years old by a person over the age of 18 years old, and count 2, incest. Judge signing your warrant in this case did find probable cause for your arrest. Give me 1 second. Going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. State, what are you asking I do is to count one of the warrant affidavit.
Your Honor, count one as a capital offense. I ask defendant be held no bond.
Mr. Brands, what is your response to the state's request?
No argument, but he is entitled to an Arthur hearing with his attorney downtown.
Mr. Williams, going to count one, we're going to hold you at no bond. Count two, we're going to set your bond in amount of $100,000. Condition of your bond is that you have no contact with this victim or this victim's family or any witness from this case, even from the jail. You may not have any unsupervised contact with a child under the age of 18 years old. You may not return to the scene of the location where this incident occurred. No weapons, no firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I'm not taking any action on a bond case. Looks like this warrant covers some of that time frame. Have a great day, sir.
Jerron Williams, Your Honor, his behavior.
We're going to appoint the public defender to represent Mr. Jerron Williams in case 2021 CF 15391AO. You're on charge of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and assault on a security guard.
We'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
Give me 1 second. Gonna set his bond in count one amount of $2,500. Count two, $500. Condition of the bond: no return to the scene of location, no contact with victims or witnesses, no weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms he has needs to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of his release. Ms. Davis, you need us back?
No, sir.
All right. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Vince Lamar Williams.
Mr. Williams, you're here in two matters. The first one being 2021 CF 15266 AO, charge of robbery, armed robbery with a deadly weapon. There's been a warrant signed by a judge finding probable cause for your arrest. You're also here in 2021 CF 15398 AO on the same charge, robbery, armed robbery with a deadly weapon.
Your Honor.
Review the charging affidavit. Go ahead, Mr.
May be
Brands.
heard as to, not the warrant, but the current charge.
Yep,
I
that's all.
don't believe the facts had that Mr. Williams had a weapon on him. If anything, there was an allusion to, in the past, allegedly threatening employees with a knife. And during the current event, he reached into his pocket like he was going to pull out a weapon, but I don't believe they found, there was no evidence that said he did pull a weapon or that they found a weapon on him. So I would just have you find PC for basic robbery.
State.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, so I believe that's the sub three. No, that's is C. All right. So 812.13 sub 2 sub A. No, so sub C, I'm sorry. 89812 sub 1 through, sorry, 89812.13 sub 2 sub C. All right. Gonna set bond in that count, finding probable cause for that in amount of $8,000. Addition bonds in both cases is gonna be the same, but state, what do you say as to, I'm sorry, Mr. Williams, we're gonna appoint a public defender to represent you in both cases. State, what do you say as to the warrant case?
Your Honor, that is punishable by life. I ask defendant be held no bond.
And Mr. Brands?
No argument at this time, Your Honor, but he is entitled to an Arthur hearing downtown with his attorney.
All right, sir, as to that count, court's gonna set your bond at no bond. Condition of bond in both cases are the same. No contact with victims or witnesses, no return to the scene, no weapons or firearms. Weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You're out on bond in 2020 CF 8613AO. Court finding probable cause to commit a new law offense, going to revoke that bond, set new bond at $0. Have a great day, sir.
Deadly weapon in there. He was defense. At least,
State, did I forget anything?
Nothing from the state.
You introduce your friend, you just like let her sit.